I forgot to unmute myself. Okay. Thank you, my friend. I should have tabbed to the chat, but what I was saying was that we see two honor decks facing off against each other. One of them is Seeker of Air, and one of them is Seeker of Water. So there are gonna be some differences in the province rows with Art of War and Roll of the Lioness for Karolina, and before the Throne and Kenzo Nogaka instead for Holyfield. And Holyfield's deck is a bit more military focused, almost like an honor switch, with cards like Forber's Echoes, he plays Legion of Ones, Makeshift War Camp. While Karolina's deck is more tricksy, with stuff like Andra Materasu's Case, which might be a dead card in this matchup. Renowned Singers, we see Secret Knowledge, All or Nothing, Trick of the Light. So much the same, but quite different in the way the conflict decks operate. So we'll have to see. And they are just about ready to get started. Let's zoom in on the action and let's go. The inside was great. Yeah. I said some really wise words. Maybe it was for the best that I didn't have any audio there. So, on the line, a very polarizing deck archetype. It is has been accused of being uninteractive, random, boring, broken, and so on. But in this part of the game, it is very thematic. It is also, it brings another dimension to L5R in the what's the word? Sannolikhet. We have to work out percentages and stuff like that. What's it called? Anyways, where there is a lot of more randomness in the, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. There's a lot more randomness in the games when you only bid one each turn, which means that you have to be very aware of the potential combinations of cards in your opponent's hand. So there are lower cards in your opponent's hand, which means that there are fewer opportunities. I mean, there are fewer different plays that they can make, which means that you can more easily map out those plays, which means that in some ways, because the hands aren't so extremely large, which makes it impossible for most players, including me, to keep track of all the possible plays. But with lower hand sizes, that becomes very possible, even for normal humans. So it can actually be very strategic, very risk-reward, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, the secret to enlightenment. Yeah, that was the first thing I said. Alright, so the game has started. We see Holyfield discarding the Chronicler Conquest from Karolina. Good choice. Karolina responds with Hero of 3 trees. We see Become a Prodigy for Holyfield. Holyfield is on the bottom, Karolina is on the top. So right now, Karolina is winning with 14-13. We also see a battle aspirant here, so a bit more aggressive from Holyfield. Aspirant could be good, forcing defense out of Karolina. Ooh, we see the Fielder Ruin, which, as I said when I was muted, could be really good in this matchup to discard stuff like Centauro and Holdings that are in the way. So yeah, the Fielder Ruin comes down in draw phase, discarding Sentinel, and also means that HolyField is going to be lower in cards, have a lower number of cards in hand than Karolina. So Hero 3/3s cannot trigger as it stands. There we see it. And it's going to be interesting to see how both players play around the Kudni Komas, because you don't really want your opponent to win conflicts, because giving opponents airings is bad, but decks don't run that many stands. They run Tessence, but they don't draw any cards. So they are going to have trouble keeping characters on the board. So being first player is going to be huge for both players each turn. It's going to be interesting to see how they jockey around the Kudni Koma triggers. HolyField passes, and Karolina is considering maybe pre-playing something here. We could see Honor Blades, we could see... don't remember. We could see Prepared Ambushes. It's gonna be a pass, and HolyField is smacking that airing. That airing is gonna go hot this game, for sure. And he finds Before the Throne, which Karolina gladly defends because she has to, because of the Battle Aspirant saying he wants to fight. 2 swords, maybe trained in the Dragonlance as a youth. Let's see what Karolina does here. This is quite a strong opening from HolyField if he can take this win of this ring, which means that he's gonna be gaining 2 honor and then get to do another conflict with the Common Prodigy. Well, Karolina might have some trouble interacting with this conflict, as her conflict characters are mostly political skill with the Seeker Knowledge and the Singer. It's called the Renowned Singer. We're gonna see the defense, and Karolina is really thinking about it here, and she's gonna pass. This is a great start for HolyField, I think. Up to 16, so only 9 honor away. And Karolina is still at a reasonable 13 honor after the first conflict. HolyField passes. Does Karolina have anything here? I think she's considering a conflict character play here. She's eating up a lot of time here. Maybe she is, of course, discussing with her teammates. Always good in these clan war games that you can sit down and stream your games on Discord for your team and get some support, but it does take a lot of time talking through all these plays that I mentioned that you can possibly do when the hand sizes are so low. We're going to see a Seeker of Knowledge with Zero Faith coming down here. So Karolina responding the aggression from HolyField with some aggression of her own, which is quite the line way. And I think we might see a Void Ring coming down here, Void or Fire maybe. Or it could be good to move the Battle Aspirant Fire to honor the hero, or just take the airing. Yeah, I think we might see, if Karolina has an all or nothing, we might see a Void Ring here. But yeah, we are gonna see the Void Ring, which is also gonna be air. So we might see an all or nothing here. to draw an extra card, cycle through the conflict deck. Province row is scary. We see Kensen Nogaka, which could be good here for Holyfield. We also see before the throne. We see probably Roar of the Lioness on Stronghold. Not that useful this game. We see Spectral Visitation as well and Pilgrimage, and it's going to be before the throne for this conflict. So we have defense from Prodigy, maybe court games to honor her. No, just a pass. Okay. So just defending to not get it unopposed. Let's see what Karolina does here. Does she have anything she really wants to play here? Not sure what it could be. She doesn't want to break this. Never. This province can never break for Karolina. Then the game is pretty much over. 4 honor swing. That is quite huge. We might see. Yeah, I'm not sure actually what she's thinking about here. Oh, we might see. No, that's. I was thinking even the odds, but she is not down on characters in this conflict, and moving in a non-commander is also bad, even though she gains 1 honor. But she's really dragging the time down here, making sure she makes the correct choices. Could be good. Honoring the Secret Knowledge to gain some honor instead of dishonoring the Prodigy, which is a smart choice. There are 3 Soul Beyond Reproach in Holyfield's deck, so that is definitely the right choice. We are gonna see Karolina gaining 2. So, was there a Centaur here? I missed that. Okay. But yeah, we are gonna see Karolina go up to 15 honor. Not wanting to lag behind in the honor race. Here comes Centaur for an unopposed, most likely. Unless we see a Tessin from Karolina. No. Just a pass. This might be a fiery. Both fire and earth could be good here. Earth is probably the right choice. So yeah, Karolina could have saved that court games for dishonoring the Centaur. But, of course, there are, as I said, Soul Beyond Approaches and Prepare for Wars in the deck for Holyfield. So, even better to play the court games when you can, and it's there to gain you honor. So, sure, why not? Good choice. Now it's Holyfield's turn to consider. Maybe he's discussing with his team. Holyfield of the Mushrooms versus Karolina of the Mad Dogs. Zelo screaming in her ear. Or maybe Zelo is watching. Yeah, he's spectating the game. And Holyfield passes. Ooh, that is interesting. That probably means that it doesn't have any either Soul Beyond Approach or Prepare for War, because he's scared of court games. Because I don't really see how else Karolina would win a potential attack here. So interesting choice to go for the pass there, and quite a tell. Quite a tell by Holyfield. Or maybe it's just a bluff, maybe he has the thing, and he's gonna bait Karolina into dishonoring Centaur now. It could be interesting. So if it is a bluff, that is a very interesting bluff for sure. Giving up a whole ring to get in your opponent's mind, which is pretty cool. Alright, Karolina, we see Bushido. And here, did I see that in the lists? Yeah, there it is. Okay, that is another card that is unique to Karolina's deck compared to Holyfield's. Honor a character, opponent draws a card. Combos quite nicely with Hero of 3/3s, even though giving our opponent cards is risky. It still boasts good stats and potential to honor stuff. So really nice little Bushi for Lion. We also see Meticulous Scout and Armored Artisan, nice combo. These guys. And for Holyfield we see Master Tactician, a bit too expensive. Could get discarded at the end of turn to potentially fuel some Forward's Echoes or Spirit Callers. And we also see Meticulous Scout, so not the greatest flop for Holyfield. Karolina, a bit more options. Got the favor this way. Yeah, he would have gotten the favor anyways if he won the thing. Holyfield has played Honor for 3 years. Yeah, he probably knows it better than most, including me. My unicorn brain said attack, 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 attack. So he wants to take it slow. He's still ahead. Doesn't want to lose the advantage. That is fair. That is very fair. We're going to see a Meticulous Scout coming out with 0 Fate, Gain to Honor and Blanket Province. And an Armored Artisan for Karolina. We might see as well the Bushido Adherent, or she might save some Fate for later. We'll have to see. She's considering her options here, maybe returning the favor with a Meticulous Scout. Does Karolina run any way of moving characters into conflicts? Yeah. As I said when I was muted, she does run even the odds. 3 off. There they are. And 2 favorable grounds. So she does run some ways of moving in characters. Why do you ask, Usagi? Not sure. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it could be relevant because of stuff like unopposed conflicts, when your board gets bowed out by Kudnikoma, and stuff like that. Yeah, even odds could be really good in this matchup, for sure. Even though Karolina hasn't found any commanders outside of the Centauro that got discarded. And it is going to be a Bushido Adherent with 1 Fate, which means that Holyfield gets a pass with 8 Fate in the pool. Really nice for him. Fates are 1-1. I'd be very surprised to see if these bid dials know any other number than the single digit of 1. So yeah, lots of Fate for Holyfield. Maybe he has a couple of conflict characters in hand, and of course the Master Tactician was a bit too expensive to play right now, so saving up some Fate for next turn, maybe buying out the Master Tactician with a lot of Fate could be good. There is going to be a battlefield on the field. Battlefield on the field for the whole of the game, with the Field of Ruin over here. So Master Tactician is going to be really nice in this matchup. And I don't think Karolina is running Master Tactician. Oh, she is. Yes, 2. Okay. Karolina ticking down to 22 minutes. As I said before, lots of stuff to consider, and with the possibility to consider stuff, it almost becomes a risk of analysis paralysis, where you can see all the potential options, or you can almost count out all the potential options because of the lower card count. It's gonna take time. Sometimes you have to go for the intuition play, because time is a factor here. We do see Karolina down 10 minutes, and it's gonna be a pre-played coming unleashed. That is interesting. That means we might get to see coming unleashed and Hero of 3 trees attacking together on air. Pre-playing that, so she's lower on cards, which means the whole field is gonna have to pre-play something as well, and then play something in the conflict first thing to stop that Hero of 3 trees from triggering. 16 to 16, 3 cards in hand to 5, and 0 to 8 Fate. Karolina going aggressive, while HolyField is saving up this turn, taking it slow. Kind of a middle round for HolyField. He gained some advantage in the first turn and now stepping back, letting Karolina push forward and try to take the command. You see the Filler Ruin discarding the Meticulous Gel. Here comes the attack. What ring are we going to see? We might see Void as well, because of the All or Nothing. We're going to see air, political air with the Bushido Adherent. Interesting. On to Before the Throne. Which is a nice pokey province. Nice 5 strength, really hard to break. It looks like we're gonna see the Bushido Adherent get triggered here. Probably honoring himself. A bit risky. Could also see the Coming Unleashed get honored though, which is the safer play in case there are some pumps for HolyField. Like Tessons. Yeah, he could play Tesson. That's pretty much it. Yeah. This also means that the Armament Artisan is going to get honored for Karolina. Yeah, honoring the Camelist is definitely the safer play, for sure. Gaining the stats of the Bushido Adherent for future defense is going to be, could be really nice. But yeah, for sure, honoring the Camelist is the safer play. And we are going to see a prepared ambush put into play at the province. So HolyField is going to defend this with a Master Tactician. And we also see the Icona Prodigy defend here. So there's the honor on the Coming Unleashed, and we also see Armament Artisan getting honored. And Master Tactician with 0 Fate. Okay, that smells like Forbear's Echoes in hand to me. There we see the Coming Unleashed getting honored. Gaining Karolina up to 19 honor now. So Karolina in the lead. Very interesting, taking it back. But she's most likely gonna lose this conflict. Bushido Adherent can't do much against this Master Tactician. We might see... Oh, HolyField plays an Honor Blade on the Adherent, so siphoning off some of Karolina's success here with that Honor Blade. Which has action. After a touched character wins a conflict, gain 1 honor. Which is kind of weird. You'd think that it's going to be Karolina that gains honor. But I like to think of it this way, that the lion gives you an honor blade, and when you win conflicts with it, it shows you how honorable and how great lion sword makers are. And that's the way it works. something like that. HolyField draws with Storehouse. Doesn't like the card on top. Karolina passes. Most likely gonna see Kudnikoma trigger on Zentaro here. Are we gonna see another play here from HolyField? Going 0 Fate on that Master Tactician, very interesting. And Sobi under approach from the top of the deck to honor Zentaro. Interesting, interesting. Trying to follow the reasoning here, I'm not sure. And prepare for war to honor the Master Tactician. That's all the cards for this Master Tactician. So going down to 0 Fate and gonna get his Zentaro bound with only Meticulous Scout available. So we're most likely gonna see just HolyField poking in with Meticulous Scout, forcing a defense. And then that's it. Because of forcing a defense and HolyField loses the attack, triggers Kudnikoma and bows the last character. Armament Artisan is a really nice card, I think. More Honor Line should play it, I think. It has okay stats, and it gets honored super easily if you run stuff like Bushido Adherent and court games. I don't know. Yeah. Ooh, okay, we're gonna see the Icon Prodigy get sent home here with the favorable ground, keeping the Master Tactician in the conflict, which means that HolyField is gonna have another character to use here. There's the loss. And HolyField does gain an honor. He forgets the honor blade. Because that was his, right? Yeah, he plays the... No, wait. Never mind. Karolina lost the... He just played it for future purposes. So yeah, we're probably gonna see a watering here to try to ready the Master Tactician. Military fire instead. Interesting. That is interesting. So fire just to maybe dishonor the hero of 3 trees, as we see no either Soul Beyond Approach because Secret Water, or Prepare for War because it's not a Bushi. I mean, that's not a commander. And we do see one of the Centaros in the Dynasty discard. It's going to be a defense, 3/3, and Hero of 3 trees makes Karolina go up to 20. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, that might be the reasoning behind the fire attack. Really trying to stop the honor gain here. Although watering would have readied the Master Tactician, which would have stopped the attack, or bowed out the Armament Artisan with the Kudnikoma and then the free attack with the Prodigy. Fire, interesting choice of interesting ring choice here for HolyField for sure. Opting to not use the Master Tactician, but instead we are going to see another Honor Blade coming down to Hero of 3 trees to make Karolina win this conflict for HolyField, giving him 1 honor and bowing out the Armament Artisan. Cheeky play. Gaining 1 and Kudnikoma triggers. And ooh, that could actually have been risky if we saw a ready for battle though. Yeah, risky business from Holyfield, but it paid off. We see the same effect except as my predicted play, except Karolina doesn't get a fate here from an attack. So that definitely worked out in Holyfield's favor, seeing Karolina with no ready for battles, of which she runs 2. This means that the common prodigy is gonna be free to waltz in on this Earth Ring most likely, because he wants the Honor Blades around, perhaps. Yeah, tough choice. He has pulled in the resources of putting attachments on these characters. So he wants them to stick around, but it's a lot of power here. It's 11 military and 4 political. With the extra +2 from the Bushido Inherent and the honor from both. So yeah, it's gonna be a Void Ring here. And we might see the hero leave play, as it's the one that just gains honor while Bushido Adherent gives Karolina a card. And here we see even the odds to move in to prevent the unopposed. Holyfield wins. And yeah, it's gonna be the hero of 3 trees that gets to leave play, gets to retire after the battle of 3 trees, or something like that, I don't know. 3 trees, is that place? Like a lion, some lion province or something? Some village or some castle? Right, end of turn 2, we are going to see Karolina up at 21 honor and Holyfield not far behind on 19. So it's getting close. It is getting close. Karolina, however, down to 2 cards in hand, and all of the fate that Holyfield had pulled up, all that 8 fate, has gone to Honor Blade, Prepare for War, Soul Beyond Approach, and the Master Tactician. Ooh, this is a good find for Karolina. Tottery is gonna be huge here. Prodigy for Holyfield got 20, and not a great lineup here. Centauro, Artisan, and Obstinate Recruit, which he cannot play right now. Well, he can, but it won't do much. While Tottery is a huge body and also immune to Cued Nicoma, which is really nice for Karolina, considering she's a second player and needs to defend a conflict here. It's a city in Imperial Land that connects to Crane Land. Okay, so it's something that the Lion are salty that the Crane are holding in their lands. I think 2 Drunk Samurai had a little brawl. The Lions like to magnify stuff. Yeah, okay, so the hero of 3 trees is actually just a drunken brawler. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like Lion, alright. Karolina, I was a bit harsh on her time expenditure earlier, but given that she is in the lead right now, she is taking time to consider the best place. Very methodical, very thorough, perhaps. And of course, maybe taking help from her team as well, as one should in Clan Wars. It is a great opportunity to get to learn the game deeper from more experienced players, get to share experiences, get to train with each other, and share memes, which is good. We're going to see Armament Artisan, the dynamic duo of Bushido Adherent and the Armament Artisan. So as long as the the mantis supply the lion with armaments, they are honorable in the eyes of the cats. HolyField passes with 6 fate. Okay. So yeah, for sure there is a, as I said, a Forebear's Echoes in HolyField's hand, most likely. Karolina is gonna go for Master Tactician here. Interesting play. Interesting not to opt for Toturi. Instead going for the card advantage of the Master Tactician. She is down 3 cards, so sure. Master Tactician draws you 3 cards. It's not a bad choice. And maybe she does have a ready for battle in hand to prevent the Kidney Coma, or counteract, I should say, Kidney Coma trigger of HolyField. Conflict phase discards the favorite ground for HolyField, having some really good value out of that Field of Ruin, discarding a Centauro first turn and now a favorable ground in turn 3. And it's 21 to 20 in honor total, with Karolina with 2 potential honor on board, and HolyField with 1 potential honor in the honor blade on board. Interesting. So Karolina might be going up to 23, and HolyField up to 21. Perhaps we are going to see the airing here. Of course, it's going to be heavily contested. Pretty much every first conflict is going to be air, which it has been, I think. Yeah, most likely. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that every first conflict has been air. And yeah, we've only seen air, fire, and void, which makes sense. Honor gives you air gives you honor, fire gives you honor, and void removes stuff that gives honor. So those are the rings of choice for these players. Karolina digging into this conflict opportunity again. What can she do with her 3 cards? She could have court games to defend it. She could have just Master Tactician stand in the way. That would mean Bushido Adherent gets bowed. She could defend with Bushido Adherent, but that means that the Master Tactician gets bowed. If she has a ready for battle, that is huge. Game of small punches, yeah. The Lion are definitely known for their small punches. And it's gonna be Master Tactician. Okay. Defense, let's see what we find on top of the deck. Or will she brick immediately? Find a card that costs fate, of which there are quite a lot in the deck. No, we are going to see a card games from hand, actually. To honor the Master Tactician and the Armament Artisan. Probably just a pass here from HolyField. No, Kami Unleashed. Unless he has the Kami Unleashed, of course. Going up to 22 honor with this sacrifice. And it looks like Karolina is bricked on that province, on that Master Tactician. So we might just see a watering with the surviving character to ready the Master Tactician and gain some fate for that card that is stuck on top of Karolina's deck. Always stay hydrated. It's good for your throat, those water things. And it's gonna be the Armament Artisan that gets bowed. So Holyfield is going on the aggression here, letting Karolina have that honor of the Bushido Adherent by gaining one himself and drawing one card. Yeah, sounds good. With the lineup to proceed right now, Karolina cannot win on board. She is one off with the 22, 23, and the 24 of the Bushido Adherent that gets honored. Let's see what Karolina attacks here. Attacking the prepared ambush could be risky, as of course now Holyfield can play the obstinate recruit to defend to prevent the unopposed. So she might just have to go scouting a bit. Ooh, yeah. Really precarious situation for Karolina. The provinces are Kenzo no Gaka, which could be a really good find. We see Roar of the Linus on Stronghold most likely. We see Pilgrimage for Holyfield, and it's the last one, the Spectral Visitation. And Karolina really doesn't want to find Spectral or Pilgrimage here, I think. That would be sad lion noises. Here comes the swing. Water, yep. Gain that fate. Military or political? Political. We might, yeah, it's gonna be before the throne, which probably means that we're gonna see the Armament Artisan gets played into the conflict to prevent it on the post, and then a Kodo Centauro disguise over to go in on the backswing. So it is still tight. It is still very tight. Karolina going up to, as I said, 23 at the end of this, unless there's an on the post, which maybe we'll have to see. And Holyfield, no, going for the risky play here. Nice, I like it. Trying to find that Kenzo no Gaka. What is the lineup of conflict characters? Is Styrolog, Kamalist, and Spirit Caller for... Oh, it is Kensen. Wow, that's a huge find for Karolina. Giving Holyfield one fate with Seeker Rare. But if he doesn't have a conflict character here, that is big. No defense. And this also means that, yeah, there are no Bushi in the conflict lineup. So Holyfield, yeah, this is actually a great play, finding Kenzo no Gaka here. It could have gone really south, but yeah, 1 in 3. 1 in 3 you win this conflict, and she took it. Which means, yeah, Holyfield had to spend his conflict character on defense to gain the honor and prevent on the post, which meant that he can't use it on the counterattack, which he could have if Karolina had attacked before the throne, Spectral, or Pilgrimage. Playing around the +1 pole. Not sure what you mean. Oh yeah, the potential Tessin as well, yeah. But then... Yeah. Tessin the Bushido Adherent could get before the throne into breaking territory. Yeah, it was risky either way. What's the bigger chance? 3 Tessins in deck, 6 cards in hand out of 27, or 1 in 3. Ugh, math. Where is Christian when you need him? But it paid off, so here we are. And now it's HolyField's turn to make some considerations here. Okay, so this play is also better. Ooh, we see another whole honor blade here. That is gonna be HolyField on the mark, going up to 24 with the two honor blades, and then 25 potentially with the Studio Law. Ding ding. So it's getting close. And Karolina on 24 as well, with the characters leaving play. Let's see if HolyField can take the win here. We are of course going to see Karolina raiding Master Tactician, so potential unopposed. And unopposed fire. Most likely going to be the attack for Karolina. Oh, this is close. Let's see if HolyField has anything, either conflict character or Tessin. We've seen 0 Tessins. And we are going to see the Tessin. Okay. So this is going to be military fire, swinging in, or defense, which is best. Depends on what's left in hand. If he has another Tessin or another conflict character, he could go fire. Could go fire. Ooh. Never mind. I was mixing up the players. I was thinking if HolyField attacks, then potentially Karolina could do Legion of 1, but it's HolyField that plays Legion of 1. So what is the attack to make here? Void is useless. Earth to gain the fate and draw a potential card. And of course Karolina plays Honor Blades of her own. But she most likely doesn't have one, because then she would have discarded one of the Honor Blades on the Bushido Adherent. And one Command Unleashed is gone from both players. Interesting. It's getting really tight here. Karolina going down to 9 minutes, just short of 9 minutes left. HolyField a bit more experienced in the matchup and has been playing for a long while. Still at 21. What is the play here? Timer ticking down really fast for Karolina here. Passes. Okay. HolyField, let's see what you got. Fire. Fire. And can Karolina let this go unopposed? If she has a Tessin, yes, she can. Could potentially be a Tessin that's on top of Karolina's deck. We'll have to see what the Master Tactician finds. Defense. And it is a Tessin on the Master Tactician. Oh yeah, that's most likely a misclick, yeah. Armament Artisan is probably the choice. Let's see what Holyfield has to say about it. Rules state that he doesn't have to allow the takebacks. Have to see. Karolina's clock is ticking down all the while. See, it was at 8 minutes that the thing happened. Ooh, some spicy stuff here. Holyfield doing I think that's a good answer. Yeah, I like that answer. It's a bit on the competitive side, but he has some cause for being suspicious here with the players in the back, maybe pointing it out to her, since it was there was a short break between her clicking the Tussin and saying something, but he's gonna allow the take back. And it looks like the Tussin disappeared, which they sometimes do when you manually it wrong. The thing you have to do is you have to put it in hand. You have to put it in hand. Then you have to what is it? I think you can click it in hand, not drag it. You click it in hand. I don't remember. Yeah, the Tessin went to limbo. It is gone from the game completely. Somewhere lost in the code. But it doesn't really matter here. Because this is a military conflict, so no court games could stop this. This is counted as for military, of course, if there was any confusion. But we are going to see Kensen Nogaka get attacked here. Holyfield going down to 23 with the unopposed, going up to 24 again with the Studio Law, and Karolina is going to 20. Never mind, we are going to see the Forebear's Echoes that I hinted at before. That comes down here. Really nice punctuation of this attack by Holyfield. I forgot I said that there was a Forebear's Echoes, but I was 100% sure there was. And there it is. And does Karolina have anything to do where she can't play Way of the Lion? And that's pretty much it, I think. And yeah, it's a pass. And that is the game, folks. The Forebear's Echoes that was foreseen, foreshadowed, takes the game for Holyfield, and we're just gonna move on to the Fate phase. Karolina staying at 21, she's not gonna get to honor her characters. Holyfield going up to 25. That's the end of the honor race. Really close, very swingy back and forth. We saw those honor blades really putting out value for Holyfield, and as well digging through a lot more of the deck than Karolina with those Bushido adherents working for him. 49 honor total. Yeah, Shadow, yeah, I agree. 49 honor, that is almost a honor win in Team Conquest, in which you have to gain 50 honor total. So well played to both LAN players. This means that, as I said before when I was muted, we see Holyfield going up to 2 wins. So he is still alive for the cut. And so is Karolina, being a player I'm pretty sure that was bought for 6 or fewer Coco. Or is it Fate? I don't remember which one we're using. It was Coco last year, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. But there is a potential of the Silver Cup, or what's it called? The sub-league of which the winner gives his or her team's 3 points, I think. Which is definitely something to shoot for Karolina. This also means that Holyfield takes the win, and Loyalist Mushrooms is increasing their lead against Mad Dogs Reloaded 2-4, which means that they're gonna go up to equal to 27 longships. We have a really tight top here with Mad Dogs on 25, longships on 24, and Loyalists on 24 as well. Even though 24 longships have 4 to 5 fewer games played than the other teams. But still very, very close in the top. And of course there is a lot of excitement in the lower parts of this scoreboard as well. Mad Dogs and Arrows both at 16, and Jade Warriors only, I have to say, only 4 wins behind the two. 4 wins could swing really fast in Clan War. That is it. Yeah, I can definitely see Karolina getting 2 wins. I think she won the latest beginners league, which means that she's definitely showing potential with her honor deck. Really cool to see. Something I don't really get to watch, honor versus honor, but it was a pleasure. L5R is always a pleasure, unless you play Enlightenment. That is bad for you and everyone involved. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.